How you guys doing? This is Al with the Let's Get It podcast. I'm here in beautiful Oceanside. We had a lot of rain recently.
A lot of rain.
We need the rain.
We need the rain.
So I'm happy with the rain.
Yeah.
Maybe not so much at one time.
Exactly.
I want to start off this podcast with saying thank you to Justin. And it's not thank you for the interview, but thank you for a lot of people don't recognize or realize how much energy, drive, commitment, love it takes to run a restaurant. And a lot of times restaurateurs, they just do it because that's just what we do. But from a restaurateur, chef, to yourself, I really, really appreciate what you're doing, what you're bringing to the public, and
Thank you.
I know the hard work that goes into it.
Yeah.
Trust me when I say that.
Yeah, I know.
But it's just my way of extending a thank you to you, and I really, really appreciate what you're doing.
Thanks.
In Oceanside. So, Justin, I want you to introduce yourself to the guys and talk about Senor Grubbies, and we'll go from there.
My name is Justin Joshua. Resident here for getting close to 40 years. I don't want to reveal too much about the age. You know what I'm saying? Just grew up loving the restaurant business. My first job was actually Dairy Queen here at the Pier, man.
Okay.
When they opened it, you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a fun time. Meeting a bunch of they hired a bunch of I didn't know anyone when I got hired, and some of them are still my friends till today, which is awesome. And we opened that up. I mean, bikinis on the beach, serving up ice cream. I'm not mad at anybody. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that created a cool experience. Just the camaraderie, working with people, the hands-on lines out the door. You're teaming up. You know the feeling, man. It's like almost like a high. It's great. And just interaction with people, man, that's what really turned me on to the restaurant business. Like, wow, this is great, My parents come from service industry. My dad's still a barber today. He was a barber in Detroit, Michigan. My dad was union barbershop owner, union barber, service industry. And then in the recession in the early 80s in Detroit, Michigan, we ended up in California. So I grew up, my mom was a beautician. So I grew up on the service industry, they really got, they would say, the servant's heart, they like to take care of people.
Yeah.
And I really got that from my parents, and I love it, man. I love it a lot. So I basically never really went away from it. Came back to it as an owner in 2005 with Los Tacos here in Oceanside. That was our first team up, our first restaurant, and after that it was just kept rolling.
So yeah, you come from a service background. You get done with high school, right? You didn't jump into ownership. What was the great area between high school, your college years, to this transition? Now, that's a whole different thing, working in the business and getting a check every 2 weeks to becoming an owner.
Right. Well, strangely enough, I worked at a coffee house after Dairy Queen. It was a coffee house called Kafana. It's legendary. Carlsbad, honestly, it's legendary. We used to have lines out the door, like a block, some nights legit block-long lines here. I still to this day have never seen anything like that in any restaurant I've been at. We'd have a night on a fundraiser, big event nights, we got lines like that, but consistently on a Friday night, just having a line out to the sidewalk and down the sidewalk.
Right.
Anyways.
A coffee shop.
Coffee shop.
Were you selling something other than coffee? Like
pastries?
Lotto tickets? Or?
No, pastry, bro. I'm just telling you.
Okay.
They were real smart with it. They stumbled upon just doing open mic nights. So they would do an open mic night, create a great atmosphere. People just loved it, man. I did that right out of high school. And then what happened was I got into college. My third semester in college, I had a major accident. I had a blood clot in my brain. I was at a concert, stage diving, mosh pit, the whole nine, floating, crowd surfing, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
People from the pit ran into people holding me up, fell on my head, broke my left arm. Never broke a bone in my body till then. I was 20 years old. And that took me out of college. Had a blood clot, short-term memory problems, really messed me up. So after that, I was like, man, couldn't get back to school. Went to a little Bible college type of thing that was uncredited, just to try to relearn. You know what I'm saying? Just try to get the focus back.
Yeah.
Didn't really work out, so I just got right into the workforce after that, man. Started waiting tables, bartending. Worked for my dad also. At that time, my dad became a painting contractor. My dad we moved to California, became a painting contractor. So I worked for him by day, bartend, wait tables by night, and did that for years. Took over the family business, the contracting business for some years, and then my business partner and one of my best friends, his name's Nan Lam, his partner here. It's basically him and I that are the main two kind of driving force behind everything. We've been friends since 6th grade. Buena Vista Elementary, Carlsbad. And a lot of people say, friends and business don't mix, which I say there is truth in that, but there's also not to be afraid of that. It will test your friendship. We've been tested, like crazily tested. You know what I mean? Like borderline want to fist fight. You know what I mean? But I think to me, it kind of speaks to myself, and I think it speaks to him and our other partners of, who we are to be able to push through recession, to be able to push through hard times, even like, personal issues with one another. I think that speaks volumes. So, I always tell people we're here to stay. You know what I mean?
Right.
And my thing is just community involvement, like getting very involved in the community. Growing up, I gotta give a shout out to like that pizza place in Carlsbad. Pancook's a great family, own business, and when we ever go in there, they would sponsor. I remember back in the day, they sponsored like soccer teams. My team never got. They never sponsored my team. I never got a team that they sponsored. You know what I'm saying? So like my boys, everyone's pictures are on the wall. But I remember that, like they got you go into that pizza place, they got just years and years and years from like the late '80s, early '90s maybe, like just sponsorships all over the wall. And I remember like that was dope, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like it brought teams and families together, the community together. So I kind of took that aspect from them.
But you did on Wednesdays. Did you do Wednesdays?
We do We Care Wednesdays. Yeah, we do a fundraiser
We Care Wednesdays.
Yeah,
right.
Every Wednesday we do well, sometimes we don't get booked once in a while. Okay. But at our locations we do We Care Wednesdays. It's a fundraiser. We give back 20% of sales for a 2-hour period. That's delivery. That's everything that goes out the door. Okay. Or here, whatever. Bar, everything. So, and we give back to local communities. It doesn't have to be you don't have to have your 501c3 and all that stuff.
Right, of course.
We do a lot of stuff for like families in need too. That's like a big one. Like for every occasion. You know what I'm saying? To raise funds for. Unfortunately, most of the time it ends up being because of an issue. A negative issue, like hospital bill, even funeral type arrangements.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that,
right.
Where people don't have money. Children in need, like families gotta have surgeries. Stuff like that. So we take pride in that. We've been doing that for years. For years.
Yeah.
During the time of the recession, we would do fundraisers. My partner's almost like, well, we can't even afford that. I'm like, well, the business side of it, so people can capture on, get this about the business part of it is instead of paying money for coupon ads or magazine ads, that 20% you're giving to an individual that perhaps is in need, and in return you are getting people that come, right? So people come, you still get the exposure,
right?
For people that are afraid of doing fundraisers, we can't afford to give the money out or whatever. It's like, no, I encourage a fundraiser over traditional marketing,
right?
Because people come in that normally wouldn't come in.
It's a win-win.
Because even though they have their spots, we're Mexican food, let's say, right? So people have their favorite Mexican spot, but they're never going to come to see us because they got their favorite Mexican spot. But listen, we're doing a fundraiser for a team. We're doing a fundraiser for a family member. Like, I've always been curious. I'm gonna go check them out. I've always been curious what Senor Grubbies does.
Right.
So we get people all the time, and then we convert them. And that's the goal, right? You want to convert them being your customer.
Yeah.
Or we split time. You know what I'm saying? We split time with other restaurants. So, I mean, that's again goes back on the service and love and that. So taking care of people, it's all the same, right? When you're giving it back to your community, it's the same as serving them a good meal and having them smile, leaving their smile, leaving with a good meal, and then hopefully some money to help them out.
Yeah. Speaking as a good meal, and that's why I come in. I come in here. That's the
good meal.
So when you guys get nominated for all these things, and I was shocked because to get nominated, you got to feed a few hundred people. It's not just one person say, "Yeah, I'm a nomination. Let's put this on your sign." It takes a few hundred people to have a consensus on one thing. So, it's a long list. I mean, he might seem super humble, really cool, best margarita, best happy hour, best tacos, fish tacos, late night spot, all around bar, happy hour, Bloody Mary, ceviche. I mean,
Yeah, it was wild, man.
come on.
It was wild. Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
once you're focused and you know you care about your food,
yeah,
it's gonna taste good regardless.
yeah. And I feel like too, just bringing it back to the whole community thing is, we give back. So I feel like when it's time, like when people we need to vote. We put it out there because that's, in a nutshell, most of these nominations and awards are, for lack of a better term, a popularity contest. Right. It's not like most of them are they call them readers polls. So it's like getting people to vote for you. I mean, in a nutshell. So for us, it's like I feel like we've given back for so many years that when people see like we can put up ads, we need your help. It's voting time, and then I feel like people rally. Like, oh, let's support. They supported us. Let's support them.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's part of the reason too. Because listen, we're in North County, right? Our population density isn't like it would be in a downtown situation, like a Little Italy, like downtown San Diego. For those that are from the area, Little Italy is a part of downtown, but downtown's millions. You get like condensed. We're spread out. We got the ocean a block, 2 blocks away at both Senor Grubbies locations. So that's water. There's no people, right? So we have to fight within our little fishbowl. You know what I'm saying? So we come out, we're scrappy, we fight. We don't always win, but we get nominations. Last year, 2018, we had 9 nominations with CD Magazine, which was the most last year, most in San Diego County. The same publication this year, we had 12 nominations. And then out of nowhere, we spotted up with San Diego Union-Tribune with the most nominations. I think we had 6 in all of San Diego.
Wow.
And we're competing against restaurants that, come on, man, that's number 1, right? We didn't win most anything. Like this year, we didn't win anything, but we were the most nominated. So it's like I said, we're in a small town, so we make those top 5 basic nominations, like top 5, and then winning. It's like you really got to come out swinging.
Right.
But yeah, we got the most nominations, but these are big restaurant groups.
Right.
Like
big
money, bro. We've talked before about people coming in with big money, angel investors, multi-million-dollar build-outs, man, and to be the most nominated over like some of those people. It's humble.
Yeah. I think with them, it's concept driven, and I think when they put in that kind of money, they're trying to be the next McDonald's, Chipotle, whatever.
Yeah.
So they're a numbers game.
Yeah.
They're not concerned with their personality. Food quality is edible, but it's still a numbers game. How many ounces is that piece of chicken? How many ounces is this? So everything's measured.
Yeah.
And behind a computer, but it's not applicable.
Yeah.
Like once you actually put it in a plate and taste it, it's not the same.
Yeah.
And I think that's where they drop the ball.
Yeah.
No matter how nice you make something look, if there's no substance, you're wasting your time.
Yeah.
You're literally wasting your time. I want to know about the cart. So a cart just came into this.
Right.
We're live. We're still open. We're not stopping. A cart just came in, and the cart was present. You can hear the cart.
Yeah.
So what's the deal with the cart? It was at your old location.
Yeah, the cart it's old, man. I was joking about it. It might be older than me, but I don't think it is.
Right.
But when we took over the location in Carlsbad, we basically worked out a deal. They had closed the restaurant. They had gone out of business, but they had all the equipment sitting inside. So we came out, we negotiated with them and bought their equipment off them. And this cart was there. It was a rad cart. The design of it's like, you can't get them. They don't build them like that type of thing, right? So it just went by making a lot of noise. It's got a bad wheel again. I've just kind of like replaced the wheels a few times just to try to keep the cart alive. So I feel like it's like an old dog. You just got to keep it around. You know what I mean?
It's family.
Keep pumping and keep it alive.
Right.
But yeah, the history lesson though is Mariah's was where we took over, right? Carlsbad's legendary 30-year run as a restaurant.
What kind of food?
It was a breakfast cafe. Actually, graduated with her, Mariah, and her mother, Phyllis, is still the landlord today. So she bought the building in '78, and then it became Mariah's. And then they had a 30-year run at the location. It was already they already had restaurants before that, but '78 to '08 when we took over, it was a cafe. And that's part of the reason why when we did Senor Grubbies, we wanted to keep breakfast. Because at first we were thinking we'd just do something else. We're like, well, they've had a breakfast crowd there for 30 years. You know, tourist season came, we were right. As soon as the summer hit, tourist season came, people were coming in just not even looking up, not even looking at signs, just walking in for breakfast and go, oh, this place has changed. Like, oh yeah, well we still got breakfast. You know what I'm saying? We still got breakfast. And then to give you the history on that, how we came up with Senor Grubbies, we had Los Tacos, like I said, in '05. And we had Grubbies Diner, we started in '07. We started Grubbies Diner, which is no longer with us today, unfortunately, through the recession. It was one of the ones we decided to walk away from.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
we
you
had
head on to the name.
Yes, we had Grubbies Diner, and we had Los Tacos. And we were coming up with all these funny names like sombreros and bikinis or something. You know, we're at the beach, you know what I mean? We came up with Senor from Los Tacos, Grubbies from Grubbies Diner, came Senor Grubbies. We changed the menu a little bit on the Mexican side. We slimmed it down on the breakfast side because the diner had an extravagant menu, you know what I mean? Like breakfast, featured. So we streamlined that menu, added on the Mexican menu, updated it a little bit, changed some things like more vegan-based, like our salsas are all considered vegan. Our rice and beans are considered vegan, no chicken stock,
right.
You know what I mean? No lard in our beans. I mean, we have great beans. People don't believe it sometimes. I have to swear by it. You know what I mean? But yeah, our cooks are amazing. I mean, my partners came up with most of well. Let me rewind. Los Tacos. We hired a taquero, what they call a taco chef, a taquero from Mexico City, and one from Oaxaca. And then we hired a butcher from here.
Yeah.
So we had the real deal. Like we didn't want to fake it. We wanted the real thing. So they came in and we worked with them, to get exactly what we wanted. So like we have today we still have a version of the chilanga salsa because again we had to make some changes to make it completely vegan at Senor Grubbies. And then our bowl, which was the chilanga and chilangos from people from Mexico City. So the chilanga salsa is from the taquero from Mexico City. And our bowl is so smoky flavor. That's from our taquero from Oaxaca. So those two recipes are basically almost still identical from the day we opened. So yeah, that's how we came up with Senor Grubbies, just to give you a little history.
I was wondering about that.
Yeah.
How did you come up with the name for that? When I think of grubbing, in high school, I'm starving, I'm about to go grub.
Yeah.
Grub just means you just want to pilot and you're just starving. So I was like, maybe they're leaning towards that, but I was wondering how you came up with Senor Grubbies.
Yeah.
A senior citizen grubbing.
Yeah, we were first, it was a diner, right? So we wanted to call it Chubbies, and you have like a fat dude, hanging ten on a surfboard with a big burger and a brew, you know what I mean? Like, do something fun with it. So we wanted a single word name, right? Like Chubbies, so we came up with Grubbies. So hey, we're going to Grubbies, and then you'll get your grubby hands off my food, you'll get your grub on, you know what I'm saying? Like all that. And some people really hated on the name. Still today, why would you name your restaurant Grubbies? It's like, is it grubby in there? Is it dirty? It's like,
I would never compare grub to dirty.
Yeah.
I'm thinking grub like I'm going to eat and chow down.
Yeah. That's kind of how we felt too. And I figure if they're talking about it, it's a good thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Wow. Man, you've been through so much. Okay, so
it's a lot.
Yeah. You've been in the space for a minute. Service industry. With your business partners, how did you guys decide who's going to focus on what? Because a lot of times either you got two different business partners. Here's some money, leave me alone.
Yeah.
I want my percentage. Certain business partners, they're into the whole front of the house thing. Back in the house, managerial, whatever. How do you determine who does what?
So to break it all down, when we first started the restaurant gig, there was 4 of us. Myself, Non Lamb, Juan Alvarez, and I didn't want to and no disrespect to him, but I don't want to say his name because at this point he's kind of, he's out of the picture to me. MIA, friend from high school, love the dude. It just bums me out that it really bums me out. He's a part of Los Tacos brand, and that's it. What happened was through the recession, it became apparent that we needed to work. I mean, we were working already. We worked. First off, let's not get it twisted.
Right.
We work.
Right.
But I'm talking about 100-hour weeks work. Not like, what I'm saying, like you're 40 to 60. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to get in this biz, you better be willing to work like 60 to 100 hours a week when you start. Right. Let's not get it twisted. When we started Senor Grubbies, we were open till 2 a.m. We extended to 2:30. 2 a.m. on Fridays and Saturdays, and then we open at 7 a.m. So the first week we were open, we didn't get out of like 4:30, right? And then we're back there at 6:30. I'm closing and opening, dude.
Right.
So like the first week, I probably got like, I don't know, I was probably averaging 3 hours a day of sleep. The first week, maybe 3 a day.
Just taking naps at that point.
Yeah. The first, I would say the first week I wasn't even taking naps, but like at night going home, like trying to power nap it. But then you're so thinking about stuff, you really don't sleep, so you just go right back. You know what I mean? So you're, coffee and Red Bull back then was life. Lost my train of thought. What was I saying? Oh, about the partnership. So through the recession, we kind of had to bore ourselves in. We had 4 restaurants at the time. One of my partner's wives started running the diner for a little bit there. The other 3, we all kind of took a location. We were kind of just buried ourselves in that location. Yeah. When we first started Senor Grubbies, we're from Carlsbad. Most of us that are even investors, myself and Nan, we met in Carlsbad at, like I said, Buena Vista Elementary. So Nan was like, I think we were about to get ready to do it. Nan was like, I think you should head that one up. You should oversee that one. That should be you. That should be you. It referred, man, the stereotypical stuff right here, I'm about to say, right? My partner Nan is Vietnamese, Chinese, and they call them boat people. He came over on the boat from Vietnam during the 80s, escape from Vietnam type stuff, right? So he acts like he's shy, dude. He's not shy. He always like, I don't want to do this. You do this. So white dude, white dude. Shake hands, kiss babies. You know what I'm saying? Like I do the radio commercial stuff. We started with radio. I think in what was that? About 06. Maybe we don't even know the year. Maybe it was 2005, 2006, whatever. The first year we started doing radio commercials because our whole idea was make a real simple concept, and then we wanted to multiply it, right? That was the whole reason we got together. It's like, hey, look, we're going to build something, right? So we went on radio because we're already thinking expansion, right? So radio, let's get the name out there, and we're going to start building it up. But the commercials weren't personal at all. So I kept saying, man, they sound too radio, like, Los Tacos, come on down and get your taco today. Handmade street tacos. You've been down to TJ? These are the same type of taco. You know what I mean? It was like real radio personality. I was like, dude, I just want to make it personal. We don't want to be cheesy. Just come on down and try us out. You're going to love us. We want to send it personal, make it personal. So I sent it to them and they started going, well, you come down and record it. And I was like, hell no. You know what I'm saying? Like your brother would say, miss me with that. You know what I'm saying? Miss me with that. Right? And they thought like, you're gonna kill it. So the first time I went down, I remember, dude, I was like dry mouth. I couldn't barely speak, dude. But my partner talked to me, and I was like, you got it. We went down there together, and he was like, you got it. So it ended up being me. Then we started Senor Grubbies in Carlsbad. When we started Senor Grubbies, it was like, well, you're already a radio voice. We started wanting to do TV. So it's like, all right, here we go. We put a face to the voice, you know what I mean? And we've been on radio at that point for like, what was it, maybe 3 years? You know, it was weird because I was still doing painting contract at the time. And I went into a Z down in San Diego, and I was talking at the register, and the dude's like, man, do I know you sound familiar, bro? Why you sound familiar to me, bro? Right. I was like, you gotta be. I was laughing, bro. I was like, this cannot be true. I was like, you listen to 94.9? He was like, yeah. I was like, dude, I do commercials on there, man. And he was like, that's it. And he said he was like, Los Tacos. And I was like, oh my God, bro. Because he heard me talking smack with my boys in the background, in my voice, you know what I mean? And he was like, man, you do something besides this? And I was like, oh, anyways. So that was a weird experience for me. But that's basically what happened. So I ended up being the Senor Grubbies guy, and then which became the face of Grubbies, because now we have Pokey also in this location. So I'm kind of that. Non tends to run the Los Tacos scene with Juan Alvarez. Because you were talking about partners and what they do.
Right.
I'd be an ass if I didn't talk about Juan Alvarez. He's like the pillar for both of us. He's a pillar, man. He works. He goes to work. He's very he's old school. He does his job. Like, no questions asked. Shows up, does his job. No matter what the circumstances are, he shows up, does his job. So he's our pillar. He oversees our kitchen stuff. And he's a rock solid. He's more of a complete behind the scenes guy. He doesn't want to be seen in anything. We had to do some commercial stuff because I don't speak fluent Spanish. I tell people I can communicate, but I don't speak. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference. I can get directions, I can order some food, but I can't speak. You know what I'm saying? Like my past, present, future, all my tenses, or all that stuff. All that stuff's off. But so we got him to do a commercial one time. He looked like a deer in the headlights. But he was like, finally he collapsed. We don't know what to do. But anyway, so Juan Alvarez is the backbone of a lot of stuff we do. So that basically breaks it down. Non and myself are similar in attributes. Non's a real front of the house kind of guy that can cook. I'm obviously front of the house, but I've learned to cook. We kind of compete in that realm sometimes. So when we get back to who can hang, because it gets wild back there. You know that. So. But for the most part, I focus on the marketing and Grubby side. He's kind of the number cruncher, like that. Okay, Asian dude crunches numbers. You know what I'm saying?
Every now and then it's true. Every now and then it's true.
And then that's why I tell people we laugh about it. Mexican dudes in the kitchen. I mean, it's just. I don't even try to be like that's how they made it.
Yeah.
Juan doesn't want to be seen. He wants to be in the kitchen. Wants to do his thing. Non loves me. Try to save a penny saved is a penny earned. You know what I'm saying? He goes hard at that. Me, I'm a bit more of like the wild card a lot of times where, I spend sometimes like, what are you doing? I'm like, yeah, but look what this is gonna look like. You know what I mean? Look at the bigger marketing, look at the reach we get with this little ad here. Look what you know what I mean? So collectively we make a great team.
Where do you see, well, let me start with this. Is there a such thing as work-life balance? I'm going to say no. That's just my own thing. But I'm going to ask you that.
I'm going to agree 100%, man. I'm glad you said that, dude.
Right.
So I'm like,
right.
Okay, I'll break it down. I'm single. And my lack of balance is the reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're always cool the first year. I've had a couple 3-year relationships, right? Where it's like, you get into that, 2-year run. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I just should have ringed it real quick, you know what I mean? And hopefully that would help ride it through, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But you get through a couple years, and it's like they understand at first, you know what I mean? Like, oh, you're a business owner. You got the restaurant to take care of. You know what I mean? But then, I remember in particular, one night, I was out to eat, got the call, I basically had to wrap up our meal, right? And it was like, you never have time for us, You took off yesterday, you golfed yesterday, or you went out, you went out with your friends, you went snowboarding, whatever it was, right? And I'm like, yeah, but this is a pipe program. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're flooding right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I hope to find I forget exactly how it went down, but it was emergency. Pipe broke. I forget it was something with plumbing and stuff. I was like, this might be a quick fix. We'll go back. We'll go catch a movie. We'll go out for cocktails. We'll do something afterwards. And I just didn't get it. But that's the problem. When people, it's gonna affect your personal life. If you think you're gonna be unscathed, or you're just gonna put some money in and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? Depends on. Maybe you got so much money it doesn't matter if the business fails. You just sweep that one on the rug and start another one. You know what I mean? Because there is money like that out there, and some people just don't care. They look at it. Some people really look at their business like a machine. You know what I'm saying? And while I do, because you have to have some of that mentality. For me, it's family. So like these guys around here, even one of my cooks, called Mingo, his nickname. in those times of recession, we were struggling, couldn't pay bills sometimes, get 90 days behind with some of our vendors, and they were still delivering, dude. Believe it in us, right? Because we had a couple locations, we were giving them good business, but like, you know, we were behind, bro.
Of course.
Like the cook Mingo over there, like he would come back and literally give me, he'd hand me back his paycheck, bro, and be like, hey, Justin, pay the meat guy today. Get me after the weekend. I'm good through the weekend. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, dang, bro. So to me, it's about family. And I've learned it just through the process too. I mean, I always cared about people, want to, you know, take care of people. And that's why I'm really in business to, you know, like people realize that for myself personally. You know, I got parents I'm looking at starting to take care of already. You know what I'm saying? Like family, I've always, like, when I tell the girls, like, man, I'm trying to build something for us. You know what I'm saying? Whenever I date, it's like, man, I'm like a family. You know what I'm saying? So my coworkers become family, man. And they've proven that to me. And that's why now Mingo's our kitchen manager. He oversees, he's going to walk, he's going to push the cart.
Yeah.
Carlsbad, because we do a lot of prep work in Carlsbad because it's a smaller kitchen here. So like our smokers in Carlsbad, he cuts and preps the meat in Carlsbad. Because we take our meat from, like, you know, we get top sirloin, we slice it, we marinate it, it sits for 2 days, then we charbroil it and cook it to order, basically.
All the processing is done.
Yeah, the processing is done over there. Like, you know, on the meat, mainly on the meat side. We're slowly trying to figure out how to adapt more here because it becomes hard sometimes. But like, you know, like, dude, that guy will always have a job. You know what I'm saying? He's our kitchen manager. He's making good money. You know what I mean? But that's how it's been. If it wasn't for our staff that we have, some are still with us today after over 11 years in Carlsbad. You know, we wouldn't be here, straight up.
I know there's no work-life balance, and I think, especially with the dating scene, they get enamored with the business owner, he's the boss, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
But when the pedal meets the road, or the rubber meets the road,
Yeah.
things start to go crazy. And it's like, it's almost like that kid looking for attention all the time. It's like, you're a grown-ass person. Like,
Yeah.
you ain't got nothing to do. You ain't got no hobbies, you don't do anything.
Yeah.
But it takes a special person to date a chef or a business. I've always said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People don't get it. When you get the call, you got to go.
Yeah.
I mean, if you care, you got to go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and that's been the problem lately. Like, that's, I'd say the last couple of years even. I've learned to, I force myself now to take time off. You know what I mean? I force it on myself. But even when people say, "Oh, you didn't do nothing today," because they didn't see me walking on the buildings, I'm like, I'm on. Here's I put a solid 2 hours a day, probably legit time on this thing through social media. Yeah, some personal stuff, but I mean, it's like,
You are serious about your phone game.
yeah,
I mean, there's times I text you and you respond. I'm like, and I text people an hour before you, and they didn't get back to me.
yeah.
I'm like, man, Justin's no joke. Like, this guy, I need to keep an eye on him. Because he's just left, right. Like, just on it,
Yeah.
nonstop.
I'm glad you. I appreciate
that's a
people
good look for
recognizing.
sure. Back when we were growing up, well, not even growing up, a few years ago, people were always saying, like, work harder, not smarter. Work hard, play hard. What do you think about that?
Work smarter, not harder.
Work smarter, not harder.
I would have to say I need to learn that.
I've yet to see someone to break it down to me. I don't think it's
Yeah.
possible. That's just me. I think you got to do both.
Okay, I mean, if I was actually to take that saying, and if I was to say how I would apply that saying, it would be like, you got to continually learn. So you got to continually get smarter at your craft. Like before, when you were mentioning about, you know, laying out each item and all that stuff, we've gone to that level now. We have, you know, you have a recipe. Basically, you have a recipe to make an item, but you also have a recipe to make the sauce. I mean, everything breaks down into the most simplest form. And then now that we've multiplied with 2 matching locations, actually Los Tacos has 3. So we have 6 total as a partnership. Well, 7. There's the other guy. I love the guy, man. Seriously, it bumps me out. But anyways, you have to reproduce. So you know this. So you got to make sure everyone's reproducing the same. Because there was times throughout the years we had to fight because cooks would think that they made something just a little bit better, right? Like, oh, I make my such and such, I put this in it. And I'm like, what? Someone's like, it had what? I'm like, it doesn't come with that. And I said, oh, it tastes good like that. I'm like, but that's not how it comes. You know what I'm saying? So consistency, you have to get smarter, right? So this is why we're talking about getting smarter as you go, learning your craft. So it's become, weights and measures, portion control, and then when you get investors, you have to produce for them, right? So you have to bring your food costs down. Right. I mean, when we started during the recession, and like late in the recession, like I'm talking like even 2012, we've been open like 4 years. We're still running, and you're gonna be like, wow, we're still running the mid 30s, 30% food costs, like high 30s sometimes on our food costs, because in the recession you can't raise your prices. You know what I'm saying? You're afraid to raise your prices. So we're still doing like, $5 for $5 on some taco stuff, man, like dollar tacos, man, like 2012 and 13. It wasn't until about 13, 14, somewhere in there, we started to slowly raise our price. I remember we threw like a quarter at a burrito, and we're like, duck, throw a quarter. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Right. No one said anything. So a few months later, a quarter. No one said anything. Right. You know what I mean? I think it was like we did, after that was 2 quarters, then we threw 50 cents, and then people started saying something. We're like, okay, that we hit the we need to stop now. So we stopped there, but like all of a sudden, we run about 23%, 23 to 25. Once I'll go above that, but 23 to 25 is where we like to be. That's for me. In Mexican, we do all the different. Once again, we're using top sirloin. We're using high quality.
Yeah, but you have a few influx of .com people moving in, right? A lot more people that are well off moving in, because Oceanside is actually maybe one of the last coastal cities that you can still afford. You go a little bit north or south, it's a wrap. You can't afford anything. So you guys are still in that nice.
Yeah, I always like talk up, this North County. You know what I'm saying? Oceanside, Carlsbad, Encinitas even. To me, as far as the it's not only like cost of living, right? Oceanside would be the cheapest as far as cost of living, but the mentality, the real SoCal, Southern California laid back mentality still exists here. That's true. When you start going further south, you start going after you get to Encinitas and things like that. Even Del Mar's pretty dope too, because I used to do a lot of work in Del Mar, right? So I go eat in Del Mar, and those people are still got that laid back, I say surfer, chill mentality, right? And then even South Orange County, like San Clemente, they're still chill. You know what I'm saying? You get up into Orange County, then you get to LA, you've done the LA thing, bro. I tell you, I can't hang. You know what I'm saying? Maybe someday we'll do a restaurant up there, but you know what I mean? Like, your boy's not gonna be the one up there running it. You know what I mean? I'll go up there and check on it, I'll go hang up there a little bit, but I can only take LA in pieces. Right. You know what I mean? Right. Personally, you know what I mean? If you grew up in that environment, then you're probably used to it. But for me, when I get up there, or these big city environments, man, and what's weird, if I go back to like Michigan, stuff like that, I'm like a city slicker or something. You know what I'm saying? But really, it's nothing like the city here in this area. So, and Oceanside's on the come up. I'm sure maybe if you get some shots of all the construction going on around here, dude, it's bananas, bro. I mean, it's like it's about to be a model city here in a couple of years. Honestly, I really think that the way that the city's been developing it. I mean, this brings up a whole other subject about the local in me versus the businessman in me, right? Right. The local in me is like, the change. You know what I'm saying? Like, no growth. You know what I mean? Right. Like, the cost of living is going up. Right. We can't see the ocean from where I used to see the ocean. Buildings are going higher. And then the businessman in me is like, more people, more money. You know what I mean? Right. And I've done my best to balance the two. You know what I mean? Try to different projects come up in the city, which one to back, which one not to back up. I've took a lot of criticism at times for backing certain projects by locals that were supposedly more local than me even. And the weird thing is you can get LA folks, like you said, they're moving down here from LA and Orange County, bigger city people moving to this area because they like the laid back vibe, right? They like the people's attitude. But so they're the ones, and what's funny is that they're the ones telling me like, I'm not a local. It's kind of funny sometimes, you know what I'm saying? But that inner fight probably is one of the hardest things about this business is, you know, wanting to see growth, wanting to see more, but then going, dang, man, it's just not what it used to be. I mean, I know you remember Hill Street, bro. Hill Street.
It was very challenging.
Yeah, hookers on the corner, bro. Going deep, like 8 to 10 deep, like a mob on the corner, just straight up.
Very challenging.
Crazy, man, back then. Crazy times. I remember I used to love though about Oceanside back in high school, bro. Was when we used to roll the Strand. Remember the car? It was like a car show. Every weekend was like a car show down here, man. And I remember I had my competition stereo system in my car, bro. I'd slump in the trunk.
Always had,
the Ace, man. And we used to that was back in the Dairy Queen days. And it'd be like a car show, man. And they put the one-way streets in to try to limit the car show down here. But back then it was wild, man. Low riders. Back then, you know, you got your Japanese racer cars down here, and you got just people just hitting it just with the hot rods. I mean, it was like a non-stop thing. It was dope, man. So, you know, that's a balancing act for me, man. The local versus the business, man. But I love North County. I love Oceanside, and I couldn't be prouder of what's happening down here because I feel like for the most part it's been good growth. You know what I mean? Good growth. And I think, especially in Carlsbad, the elders of the town did a good job with holding it back as long as they could. But unfortunately, like, this is the last undeveloped really areas, and the one thing that does bum me out is when you see these big money groups coming in and kind of just plowing old stuff and not showing respect for the heritage of what it was. You know what I'm saying? Like, not showing due respect. People just coming in because there's money here to be made, plowing, putting up stuff, and not really respecting the heritage. That would be the one thing I'd say. If you're gonna do something, respect the heritage. You know what I mean? Respect the small businessman that you just, you know, you're kicking out. You know what I mean? Like, offer them some space in the build out. Like, you're gonna do something, it's inevitable, right? But hey, look, we're gonna honor your lease and where you've been at. We're gonna rebuild. And we're gonna give you a space. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, respect and honor the local that's been there for like, you know, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. Right. Respect that. That's the only thing that bums me out.
But sometimes with those, the kids don't want to run the business. I think back then, those parents were really, and you said service business. If you do that these days, kids like, now I want to build an app, you know, I want to go work at YouTube, or I want to go work at Google, or whatever the case may be.
There's a lot of that, but I will say, man, that there are still some kids out there that want to work, man. And I will say they're a lot less because that entitlement, you know what I'm saying, like, is a real thing. And now that I've been in this business for many years, but as an owner for nearly 16 years, I will say I have seen it come around full circle. While we've hired some kids when they were young and not really in, and they come back 5, 10 years later, slightly, a lot different, I should say. You know what I mean? Because sometimes I think about it just because maybe I'm older now, looking at the young people like, oh, you know what the hell you're doing, right? I'm that dude now, right? When we were younger, we had those older cats that were like, oh, you guys are wild asses. You don't know what you're doing, right? And you have to literally go out there, take a few lumps, get some experience on your belt, and go, okay, cool, now I see what dude was saying, right? Now I see what mom and dad were saying, you know what I mean? And it takes, I think you have to have some life experiences. So I feel like, you know, the millennials and things like that, they're kind of like coming around a bit like, okay, we got to get our boots dirty, you know what I'm saying? We got to get in there and grind. If you want to get in this business, you damn sure better be ready to grind.
So what I like to do, I'm going to do two things. I'm going to do the speed round, but first I'm going to ask you this question. There's an envelope, and when you open this envelope, there's a job for you in the envelope. It requires you to leave the U.S. You can't have any contact with anybody for the next 3 to 4 months. Let's say 3 months.
Right.
3 months you can't contact anybody from Oceanside. You're on a plane, your passport's ready, you gotta go. You're still working in the industry, you're just not working in the U.S.
Okay.
What do you want to tell not only your business partner, but your family and friends? What would you tell them before you leave?
It's been great.
That's the shortest one I've ever got. But that's cool. Hey, you're straight to the point.
Yeah, honestly, 'cause if I know I'm gonna come back, then that's
Right.
different. But if I wasn't gonna come back, I would, you know, I mean, it'd be all heartfelt. I'd be teared up. You know what I mean? Because you know, we've had a hell of a fight. You know what I'm saying? Me and my partners, my family, throughout this entire thing. You know, I grew up. My dad was an entrepreneur. You know what I'm saying? My dad was self-employed pretty much his entire life. You know what I'm saying? I remember at his 50th birthday party, I was like, I just want to be like my dad. Right out of high school, even wanted to do a shaved ice booth. It didn't work out. You know what I mean?
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I wanted to do that in Carlsbad, man. Because there used to be a shaved ice spot right downtown Carlsbad. I used to go to all the time. It wasn't there no more. I was like, I just want to go booth. You know what I mean? And I was trying to do it on the cart thing. Carl didn't allow carts. And I found out I had to do a little brick and mortar spot. The spot didn't want to let the flower shop that was there. They wanted to share the space with me next door. I'm like, don't you understand? Will be people lined up for shaved ice? They're looking to get some flowers. People get flowers, going to get some shaved ice.
Right.
Anyways,
Yes.
you know, people don't get it.
Yes.
And yeah, it's been a hell of a fight. So if I was leaving tomorrow, I would definitely thank everyone for their time and their, you know, believing in me. You know what I mean? Because a lot of it comes down to you have to have people around you that believe in you. If they don't believe in you, then you know what I'm saying? Why even have them around, man? Honestly. But then again, the balance in that is you don't want yes people around you. Too many yes people, bro. You gotta have people that will tell you the truth. You know what I mean? You gotta have people around you that will give you a different option. You know what I mean? And then you gotta have people really hear that option.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, that's what I would say is, as far as smarter, getting smarter, work smarter, not harder, is through the years I've learned to listen. You know, when you're young, you're just cop diesel, bro. You know what I'm saying? You're like, there's nothing gonna stop me. And that's what's got me to where I'm at. But in order to really grow over the past few years, I think you have to slow down and listen to the people around you. And one last thing real quick, because I heard an interview, I can't remember who it was from, he said, I hire people smarter than me. I hire people more experienced than me. And I put those kind of people around me. I was like, wow, that's humbling. Really, in a lot of ways, that's humbling, but that's intelligent. That means you're listening to people around you. So after I heard that interview, I can't remember who it was, I was like, I need to change some things.
Right. So the speed round goes like this. I say one word to you, whatever comes to mind. You can talk on it, one word answer, whatever comes to mind. So I'm just gonna knock out words to you, and you're just gonna answer however you feel free.
Okay. Yeah.
Work-life balance,
Impossible.
motorcycle or car?
Motorcycle right now.
Rest or work?
I'm gonna go rest right now. Rest.
Startup. Get ready. Hospitality,
A lifestyle.
vision,
Unstoppable.
drive.
Mandatory.
With everything that we've covered today, I really want to talk to you about staffing, but we'll talk about that at another time. If someone wanted to, they have an idea, they have a concept, they want to get into the industry to some degree, right? Fast casual, sit-down restaurant, whatever it may be. What's the top 3 to 4 things they need to know before they leave their 9 to 5?
I mean, I wouldn't leave a 9 to 5 first. I would get a job in the industry, in something familiar that you want to do, and kind of work your way up a little bit there. I think a lot of people, you know, there's a lot of people out there that can cook, right? Good home cooks, right? You know, you got your mom's recipe, your dad's recipe, you've been cooking for a while, you make good food, but just because your friends say, man, you should open a restaurant doesn't mean you should. You know what I'm saying? But I would get a job in the industry. Second, I would take some business, legit take a couple business courses at your local JC. You know what I'm saying? Do a junior college, take a couple business classes. You know, basically sharpen your weapon as much as you can before you jump in. Because you gotta be willing to sacrifice it all. You know what I mean? In a nutshell, people don't realize it, but you gotta be, and it sounds like corny, right? You know, you gotta sacrifice it all. But it's true, man. Like we talked about this entire time. Pipe breaks, but you're at your kid's soccer game. You know what I'm saying? You gotta leave. You know what I mean? You gotta leave, or your place is flooding out. Fire. You know what I mean? There's emergencies. Or let's just bring it down to basics. Your opener in the morning, you open at 7 a.m. Your opener calls you at 5:30 in the morning and says, "I'm too sick to come to work." Guess who's getting up? Guess who's open? You know what I'm saying? That's you. And then let's flip it. Nighttime. You know what I mean? We're open at 2:30 in the morning in the Oceanside. I mean, Carlsbad. Night guy calls out. Cook calls out. Someone calls out. You can't get a replacement. The show must go on. So you're the show. So I would definitely say you got to make sure you're mentally prepared for that, and have some support system around you to do it.
So yeah, get some job experience in the field, education, JC school, whatever. You need a support system.
Support system.
Okay.
Financially stable. I would say that. What I mean by that is, like, that's why I say keep your 9 to 5 at first, and then make sure you over project your financials. I really and honestly have yet to open a restaurant with money in the bank. I mean, that's about how it's been every time. We think we have enough, and we just never do, man. It seems like when you're opening, you run into so many random things you don't expect. You know, plumbing issue you didn't know you had, electrical issue you didn't know you had, equipment doesn't work right, equipment didn't fit. I mean, there's always, I mean, I know you know, so make sure you're financially strong. I would say that, very financially strong.
And teamwork.
Yeah, you got it. I mean, like I said, you got to be willing to listen. So teamwork is listening. You know what I'm saying? At the same point, you got to be fearless when you lead too. Because if you're not fearless today, you know, a lot of times, man, I mean, like, there's no money in the bank. You know what I'm saying? I've just worked, 80 hours, and it's only, and it's Friday night, I already put in, 8 legit 16-hour days, sometimes 20-hour days. You got to come in with a smile on your face and not show fear. You know what I'm saying? And I've broken down and cried in front of some of my employees, dude. Just tell them I don't have money to pay them. You know what I mean? And if they got to leave, I understand. And then, and then have them ride it out with me. So. If you don't have a strong team, you're not going to make it. I'll just say that. I mean, there's different ways of coaching. I compare it to coaching. There's Bobby Ross, you know what I'm saying, that they want to slam from chairs, you know what I mean? They want to cuss you out. That's never been my style. Then there's the Phil Jacksons, right? Just sitting there chilling. Like just chilling, like legs crossed, our hands folded, bro. Down by 20 in the fourth quarter and win a game. You know what I'm saying? Because he just sits there like methodically and plans and never really doesn't scream and yell. Just, you know what I mean? Like that's the balancing act, right? So I never wanted to be the screaming type. Have I done it? Yeah. But I never want to be the screaming type. I'd rather build them up like, hey, you crushed it today. Make them want to crush it again versus telling them what you didn't do right today. I might try to highlight what they did right, you know what I'm saying? And if they didn't do right, continues, and we slowly chip away at that. You know what I'm saying? We try to highlight what they did good and make them so they can confidently build upon that. Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you.
Take care. Thank you.
Thank you.
We can talk for days, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I love this industry.
Yeah.
I love your energy. Anyway, I've been waiting for this conversation for almost a month, give or take 3.5 weeks. I got to get to Oceanside. I got to talk to Justin. Justin's doing this. Justin's over here. Justin's over there. And of course, I had my schedule and I'm interviewing people also.
Yeah.
And even now, I felt like we just spoke for 5 minutes. That's how
I go for hours, bro. Yeah, I go for hours, man. I love it.
But I like talking to people that not only in the industry, but you know what it takes to make it happen. And that's what a lot of people don't realize. Anyway, I need to end this now because we're just talking.
We go forever.
We will be back for sure. I always do a part 2 with people. I'll come back and see what else is going on with you, your new spot that you're gonna open up.
Yeah.
So we're definitely gonna have a part 2 for sure. This is Al with Let's Get It Podcast. Man, I'm ready to eat. I've been thinking about eating the whole time.
Yeah.
I've been trying to keep it cool, but yeah, I'm about to.
Let's get it.
I'm about to make this thing happen. All right, guys, thank you so much, and take care. I am so starved right